I find it extremely funny that he's saying this on a show with a man who, as great as he was as a punter, is far more famous as a pundit.
That's a fact.
And Pat McAfee. A.J. Hawk, who I felt like was a good player, right, is now on TV, and he gets to give his thoughts as well. Actually, Aaron Rodgers, you're being paid to be on that show to give your thoughts and opinions as a personality.
Ryan Clark recently went after this guy.
Hold on, I'm not done.
Oh,
I just got a PSA. Just
okay.
quick PSA.
All right. I thought we were.
Just a quick PSA reminder. Say whatever the you want about me. I don't care. But just before you do it, whether you state your name, your accolades, pronouns, whatever it is, just state your vax status so that anything you say afterwards gets put in the right light. To just get it out there. Because then when you say things about me, people can at least be like, oh, you are captured by the multi-billion-dollar propaganda psyop, and you're still upset about it.
Okay.
Just put that in just so everybody knows where you're coming from. Everybody knows, okay, cool. You're twice vax Moderna with 3 booster shots. And then boom, boom, boom. Say what you want to say. Whatever.
Aaron Rodgers, a conspiracy theorist who may soon be unemployed because of his poor play, is clearly focused on the wrong things.
Now, I know something else you were very interested in was my vaccination status. And yes, I'm vaxxed because I have no spleen, I have no gallbladder, because of playing in Denver and being willing to go back, honestly, and play again. Because I've been in those locker rooms. And I've talked to people that have been in the locker rooms with you. I have the stories. I have all the things that they said that informed my opinion of who you are. And as far as your vaccination status, so you can stop trying to trick people into thinking that we want to talk about that above the stink of your film, I've never heard it one more time after your incident. And the only reason we spoke about it then was because based on your vaccination status, it was going to determine how long you were out. And also, people didn't care that you weren't vaccinated. They cared that you were slimy about it.
So Clark, seeing Rodgers' attacks, fired back.
But just give it a little PSA. You do a little bit of digging, then you know where it's all coming from, right? You're captured, you're highly vaccinated, and then say whatever the hell you want to say about me, because I couldn't give two about it. All I care about is that you put that little disclaimer out there, just like it's in the bottom for me that I'm a champ, MVP, and I am enthusiastic about ayahuasca. Just put, instead of your accolades that you need to have out there so desperately, just put your vax status as well, because you cared so much about it, during the COVID years.
All right.
So just put it out there on your bio when you're about on your shows or whatever. You don't just need a brooch with your initials.
Oh, jeez. All right.
Put your vax status on there too.
Okay. All right.
I got a ton to say. First, more from Clark.
But let me be very, very clear. My job is to analyze you. You've decided to analyze me. And in analyzing you, what I know is your QBR is 21st. I also know that you're the quarterback of a 4-10 team who has to win the last 3 games of the season to even be equal to what last year's team was without you. Now, I get it. You get on the show and you talk about my brooch and you curse and all this tough talk. I just need you to know, don't none of that scare me. I'm going to do my job the way I'm supposed to do it. I feel no way about not being able to talk about what the film says because of what my career was. And if you continue to be arrogant or smug or hypocritical and it pertains to my job, I'm going to do it.
Quite honestly, this is a perfect response from him. It's measured, it's picking his spots, and it's executing his points. And thus, when Rodgers said this...
There's a lot of people talking about the game now, both non-players, non-former players, and former players who, are trying to stay relevant fame-wise. So the takes and the criticism, I think, are a lot different than they were maybe in the mid-2000s. Talking about these experts on TV who nobody remembers what they did in their career. So in order for them to stay relevant, they have to make comments that keep them in the conversation. That wasn't going on in 2008, 2009. That was non-existent. The Sports Center of my youth, those guys made the highlights so much fun, and that's what they showed on Sports Center. Now it's all talk shows and people whose opinions are so important now, and they believe they're the celebrities now. They're the stars for just being able to talk about sports or give a take about sports, many of which are unfounded or asinine, as we all know. But that's the environment that we're in now.
Clark stuck up for his teammates at the network.
And don't get me wrong, he is not to me a first ballot Hall of Famer. He is one of the best and most talented quarterbacks to ever play this game, and he ain't no more. And his problem is that people are willing to say it. Are people not supposed to be able to do their jobs in an unbiased way and be honest about who you are as a player because you feel like you had a better career than them?
Yeah.
I don't agree to that. And so my biggest problem with Aaron Rodgers, because to me, I'm actually not upset about what he's saying because I ain't no hit dog. And a hit dog a holler. Mm-hmm. My issue with him is you're doing the exact same thing.
You're doing it too.
And the reason that you're getting this opportunity to say these asinine things is because someone is paying you who is exactly the same thing that you are now speaking out against. Yeah. This dude is once again tone deaf. This dude is once again unaware. This dude is once again arrogant to a point that's almost sickening because he says these things and he talks tough and he behaves in this way, but he ain't. Right? He has all of this cachet because he's a good player, but they ain't people around here that come around and talk about what type of leader you are. They ain't people that come around here and talk about wanting to follow you because of the type of man you have been. This dude is a fraud.
Hey, everybody. So before we get into it, be sure to check out my new independent show, The Rick Strom Show. I am going to be doing a ton of interviews with athletes, musicians, authors, producers, engineers, what have you. So please do check it out. It is going to be fantastic. And one person that I would love to talk to is, of course, Ryan Clark, because of the comments that he made and responding to Aaron Rodgers. And what I find to be rather troubling is this trend. And here's a good example. Aaron Rodgers continues to go after people who are, vaxxed and boosted. It's not a problem. This is somehow a thing still with him because he holds that grudge and a vendetta against people who rightfully criticized him for deceiving us. And it also affected not only how we felt about him and also some of the conspiracy theories he had around COVID, but also his team. He put his team at a disadvantage for it, but nonetheless. It is akin to something I'm seeing on Twitter. And that is this. There was a tweet that went viral because someone, an anonymous person with a blue check, of course, snapped a photo, or they put up a photo of two people with masks on. And it's very similar to the you got to tell me if you're vaxxed, because Ryan Clark did it to protect others, but also himself. It is quite literally for his own benefit. And this is the part where we really lose empathy. With that tweet that I just mentioned, someone above it said, I wear a mask because my loved one has leukemia. And if she gets COVID, she will die. So F you. That's where the plot is lost in all this. That's where humanity is lost in all this. And that's what Aaron Rodgers lost as well. He lost it a long time ago. And in addition, to hear someone criticize ESPN employees for holding an opinion while technically he is on the network, employed by Pat McAfee, $1 million is what he gives him to make those appearances each week, and go out and hold different opinions than what they have and lambast them, but also in the same vein say, I don't really care. You don't get to say that because you do care. We've heard this week in and week out. The grudges that you hold, the people that you target, and how much it really does affect you. Because if it didn't affect you, you wouldn't talk about it. He brought this up unprovoked. It looked like the segment was about to end, and he said, no, I'm not done. Quick PSA. And then he went into it further. So which one is it, Aaron? Lastly, I have never seen someone, I have, but he is in this category of, it's rare to see such a drastic fall from grace. And if you want to know how to do it, study the Aaron Rodgers playbook, and you'll have your answer. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.